wow, that was simple, effortless. Because what people don't realize is that willpower is the enemy of change. Because, you
Mm.
go with that, I have to do this. I should go on a diet, whatever it is. Or I should stop drinking. I should. And you go on for like 5 days and then you go, I can't wait to stop this. And your mind is still going back to what you used to do because you didn't shift the connection, the pain pleasure principle. Remember, you take away something that was pleasurable for you. You cannot leave that space empty. You need to put something back that is as powerful as the one you had. And that is the trick. And that's when people
Mhm.
come to me because sometimes on their own they are a little lost and confused. But the second part is called screening.
You're listening to the First Class Life Show hosted by Lindsay Vertner, a holistic personal development show for high achieving leaders who desire to maximize their impact while creating a life full of purpose, fulfillment, and happiness. So grab a drink, grab your notebook, and let's get started.
Hey, 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 First Class family. Welcome back to another episode of the First Class Life Show. My name is Lindsay Vertner, your amazing host. And I know that you are out there being the phenomenal, amazing leader that you are, just impacting the world. Really, you're here to maximize your impact and truly create a first-class life full of purpose, fulfillment, and happiness. And y'all already know we have another guest that's going to give you some life lessons to do just that, okay? So I'm excited that we have Edwige Gilbert with us. And listen, I already know that she has so many gems for us to learn from. So make sure you have your notes, your pen and paper, whatever you need to do. Make sure you go watch the replay, hit subscribe, comment, share all of the things for this show. Okay. So with that said, let's hop right into the conversation. Hello, Edwige. How are you?
Bonjour, mademoiselle Lindsay. Comment ça va aujourd'hui? I promise I won't continue in French.
Well, I think you asked me how I was doing. Did I get it right?
Perfect. Magnifique. Yes, you did. Yes.
So, Edwige, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you come from. Give us the good tea, okay? Do y'all sip tea in France? Like, give us the good stuff.
Okay, so the story begins. Once upon a time, this little French girl was born in France, but then my parents decided to come to America to seek fortune. In the good old days, you came here. My father was Polish and my mother French, but foreigners were not really welcome in my country. French are for the French. And so they decided to come here. Things got complicated. And my mother felt I would be better off for a while to stay in the care of my grandmother. But the issue was how to take me from New York to my hometown in south of France, Cannes, famous from the film festival every year. So my mother met this nanny that she knew, and she put me in the care of this nanny who took me on the journey at the age of 3. That's a little tough. Overseas for 10 days. So I ended up in Cannes with grandmother, and grandmother saw me as a fragile little child who needed intense protection, too much protection. So every time I would venture, Lindsay, to do something exciting and new as a kid, she would stop me for fear I would be in danger and say to me, "You can't. I'll do it for you." So imagine little Edwige growing up. The message in her head is incapable, right? Fragile, and you can't. So to fast forward, in my 20s, I came to be with my parents. I used to see them. I don't think I never saw them from child to adult, but I never lived in the United States before. So in my 20s, finished my studies, I'm going to New York. Unfortunately, I still had the voice in my head. And the voice kept saying, you can't. So I felt horrible. And in order to make myself feel better, which I don't recommend you try, to comfort myself, I discovered bagels and brownies. So many bagels and brownies later, many months later, Edwige gained a lot of weight because I used to do modeling in my younger days. And I am now 30 pounds heavier. So I lost my body and I lost myself. And I decided I needed to go on a quest to find the answer, right? To find me back. So I went on a journey and I study from the Eastern to the Western, from yoga to Tai Chi to Qigong, addiction, recovery, psychology, and I gained a lot of certifications. And I started my business as I lost my weight, because the weight is never an issue. The issue you think you have is never where it is. It is a result of not being able to take care of me, not being able to turn this voice into the other way. So my whole devotion became to transform stress into success. Because we can. It's the other side of the coin. And the other side of the coin is determined by your mindset, right? From I can't, I can. So the moment I became aware that this voice that I had was not mine, of course, I forgave grandmother, understood where she came from, but I switched to I can. And the journey began with I can, I do, and I will, which is really my 3 fundamental words that I will say anytime I'm in challenging situation. I can, I stay focused, I do, I take action, and I will is determination to have the vision of success.
Yes, I love that, because the words that we speak are so powerful over creating the reality we live in. And so I want to come back to the I do, I can, I will. But first, I want to ask you, you mentioned your grandma was overly protective. So, it caused you to retreat a lot. You mentioned being incapable, fragile, and feeling like you can't. So how did that show up in your behaviors as an adult, having those inner voices that you were hearing? How did that show up in your behaviors?
I was totally incapable and shy. And I wouldn't want to do anything. And that's why I would withdraw. Some people drink. I became an overeater, emotional overeater. I would just, anytime I was stressed, I would just stuff my feelings down, numb myself. And I realized I got sick and sicker and I needed to change. I couldn't go on like this. And the journey began with yoga. The journey began with meditation, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, when I became aware of that voice in my head. Because neuro-linguistics is how we talk to yourself affect your behavior, your action and results. So the moment I realized the power of words got me on a mission to want to, as I got stronger, and as I created a vision, because we need to have a vision. And my whole program is based on clearing your stress and creating the vision of your desired change, whatever it is for you, okay? I believe that we all trapped by poor habits and behavior. But this is not who we are. We have the power with our intention, right, to transform that.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the core of each one of us, we all capable. We all have power to create our life the way we like. We just get detoured by our childhood, by what people told us about who we are. But is it the truth? So it is really a work of self-reflection, asking questions. What makes me want to think that way? What makes me want to behave that way? Because the power of question will always get you to find the answer. And I see a lot in my
Mm-hmm.
clients, people don't ask questions. They are impulsive. And then they go, I wonder why I did this. Because you were stressed, right? And when we stress, our intelligence goes down and the choices are poor that we make. So it's important to know where you are in life, to be honest. Honesty is really the beginning of the journey. To say, I need help.
Mm-hmm.
Very few people have the courage because we think, I can handle it, right? Sometimes we can't, and that's okay. We can have people helping us. And that's why I like to call myself a transformation guide instead of a coach. Because what I do, I
Mm-hmm.
take your hand and guide you on the journey with my knowledge and with your vision. My vision
Yes.
of you is not the vision of you. So it's creating that vision. The power of the mind, Lindsay. Imagine. The thing we do too much of is worry. Worry is a dark side of the imagination, right? We imagine all the bad
Mm-hmm.
things that can happen. I'm encouraging you to go in the screening room because you got to make everything fun. The work of self growth has to be exciting and fun. Because when I went to search for myself, I realized one thing: I will never spend an hour, I don't have that time or interest to sit and breathe and meditate. I needed to say, okay, I need to stay focused because I have a tendency to be a little ADD, and I think a lot of women. So, right, we go in the kitchen and we say, oh, I need to change flowers. But I need to do this. So it happens. Not as bad as that, but it can. So to be aware of where we want to go, what is the most important thing in your life that when you think of it creates excitement, passion. You cannot do anything without passion. And I see too many people who are like, I know I'm not happy, but I'm comfortable with it. No, life is not to be comfortable. Life is to grow.
Hey, I know it can be exhausting blazing the trail and creating a legacy. And you're at the point in your life where you desire peace and rest. You want to enjoy both the physical freedom and financial freedom to live life on your terms. You understand the importance of prioritizing your self-care. And you know that you're worthy of transformational experiences surrounded by other high-achieving, goal-oriented women just like you. That's why you deserve to be treated like VIP at the First Class Life Luxury Self-Care Retreat for Women. You deserve to show up and just be you. Away from the titles and roles that keep you busy from day to day. You deserve the luxury to fully unplug. It's time for you to embrace your first class life. Visit firstclassliferetreats.com to secure your VIP spot today because you deserve it.
Out of your comfort zone.
Success comes outside of our comfort zone. Yes, yes. Now, let's say you're dealing with a lot of stress because there are so many things that can be stressor in our lives, especially as high achieving leaders. Excuse me. Not only do we have like just the high standards for our own selves, but oftentimes we're carrying the weight of, you know, the people around us and charging the path, blazing the trail, creating that legacy. So as leaders, whenever we're dealing with a lot of stress, how can we begin to clear that stress from our
Thank you
lives?
for that question.
What would
The first step for me is to be kind to yourself. It's not denying I should be better at this, I'm not good enough at this. It's just sit with yourself like you would sit with your best friend and say, let's talk about what's going on right now. All right? And let's make a plan to find a solution. And in order to do that, you need to have a new language, the language of the heart. So many of us use the language of hurt, which goes like this: I should, I have, I can't. No, this is not helpful. We need to say, I choose. I choose to take care of this, not I should, because that's punishing. And when a friend would tell you you should, you will be very defensive. Your mind reacts the same way. You know, Lindsay, your mind doesn't want pain. It will do anything to move you away from what's painful to what's pleasurable. That's why so many people develop unhealthy habits. It's an escape into pleasure, release of stress. So the first thing to do is to situate where you are and say, I can. I know I have the power. Talk to yourself in a loving language of the heart. You become your inner coach. Part 2, you do techniques. And I have this wonderful techniques using my left hand. For you, it's left hand. And I grab my thumb, and this is in my latest book. It's called Dextra. And I do this, and I sit with myself, and I do a sound. Yeah, let's do it. So you breathe in, and then on the exhalation, you go. It's like a serpent sound. So let's do it again. Big breath in and do the sound. And then you relax your hands on your lap, and you notice that you're sitting there, and you notice your breath. Very important to realize that your breath is now, when you take it, tickling your nostril gently. You notice your breath is cool, it's new, it's coming in, and it has power, it has oxygen, and it's a new choice with each inhalation, a new breath, new way to think about this. And then you affirm out loud, I choose to be calm. Can you do it with me? I choose to be calm. I'm willing to be calm.
I'm willing to be
I
calm.
desire to be calm.
I desire to be calm.
And I believe that I can.
And I believe
and
that
you
I
put
can.
a smile on your face. And you picture yourself with your desired outcome, having the situation resolved already. And then you can think, I can, I create, I manifest. And then you finish always, Lindsay, with victory to me, victory is mine. Thank you. Thank
Nice.
you. Isn't it relaxing? It's relaxing. So each finger has an emotion. So from stress, from anxiety to calmness, from fear to confidence, from anger, isn't it? And this is not my decision to choose this finger. This is coming from the ancient Chinese practice, 3,000 years old. They decide this finger holds the energy of anger. Isn't it powerful? Anger, but we transform it to patience and kindness.
I'm going to pause you. To our audio listeners, she's talking about the middle finger, okay? So make sure you go and watch the video on YouTube so you can see. Okay, continue.
And the ring finger can sometimes be sad if people go through breakup, divorce. So the opposite is joy. And the little finger is you do too much. You know, you're overwhelmed. So it's about balancing out life. So I put up all the pieces together. And it's called Dextra because you use your hand. And it's extra stress release at your fingertips. And if I tell you, when I worked in a drug rehab, how many times people would come and say, you saved my life, because I had a craving, and it takes a wave to go from craving to acting out. And I would do my fingers. By the time I finished the fingers, the craving would disappear. So it's a powerful tool that is fun. You know, you don't have to believe, you don't have to be sitting there with meditation, but it's all encompassing the quieting of the mind and the recentering, because life is about neutralizing stress. And when it attacks you, it's about going inside into a safe place. And the safe place gets built by doing all this exercise that you have, so you don't panic. You don't panic like, oh my God, I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm freaking out. All this conversation is not going to get you to finding a solution. Remember, stress goes up, intelligence goes down. So,
yes.
So
you can't create logical solutions from emotional places. And so we have to get out of that space of being a victim. We have to get out of that space of being caught in our emotions, because how can you see the path that you need to take whenever it's clouded by the guilt, the shame, the anger, the sadness, the grief? Not that we aren't meant to experience those things, because we have emotions for a reason, but we really have to be able to get a handle on it in a healthy, effective way. That's the key word, doing it healthy.
And you know, it's interesting you mentioned the word victim, because my latest book, which I'm very proud of, it's called Victim to Victorious. Because we all trapped by something. We trapped by circumstances, by our mindset, by anxiety, by fear, like emotions. We're trapped by poor habits and behavior. And to start admitting to ourselves that it's true. We can't be in denial. If we want to go to be in joy, like I call Joie de Vivre, joy of life, we need to start where we are. We cannot say, I'm fine. No, you're not fine. But it doesn't mean you are not going to make it, but just start here, a step at a time, having the tools, the right tools, you will get there. And keep that vision strong, because there'll be detours on the journey. And don't let detours derail you. It's just to teach you more lessons that you need to learn on your path. And that's what I believe. You know, when I see, oh my God, there is a glitch and there are glitches. Okay, what am I learning from the glitches? Ooh. That my goal is very important, because I'm not giving it up. If you give it up, that means it was not the goal you needed. But if you say, damn it, I'll get there. That's the energy you have, the persistent determination, And I call it being a dog with a bone. And I know you have a dog. Don't take the bone away from me. That's the story of us. Our bone is our passion and something we need to achieve. So keep the bone. Yeah.
So you've helped us to clear the stress away, to begin that path of clearing the stress. And then you gave us that beautiful relaxation technique to start to create the vision with I will, I can, I do. So what are the next steps in actually creating the vision as leaders?
I got fascinated on my journey for me of my recovery with hypnosis. Actually, hypnosis really saved my life. I realized that there's one man in New York helped me stop eating this bagel and brownie. And I figured, wow, that was simple, effortless. Because what people don't realize is that willpower is the enemy of change. Because, you go with that, I have to do this. I should go on a diet, whatever it is. Or I should stop drinking. I should. And you go on for like 5 days and then you go, I can't wait to stop this. And your mind is still going back to what you used to do because you didn't shift the connection, the pain pleasure principle. Remember, you take away something that was pleasurable for you. You cannot leave that space empty. You need to put something back that is as powerful as the one you had. And that is the trick. And that's when people come to me because sometimes on their own, they are a little lost and confused. But the second part is called screening room. What is screening room? It's going down into an imaginary TV screen, movie screen. So I guide you in the book, you read it, and then I tell people go and record it so you can have it to yourself instead of doing it because you need to be relaxed, right? So you go 5, 4, 3, you go down step, every step takes you deeper into relaxation. Then you move through a hallway, imaginary hallway, and then you see a door. And the door is an inscription written that says your name. And you push the door and you see this room. It's a screening room. Like, when they have private screening for movie premiere. That's the idea. So you have that big chair in the middle. You sit on the chair, and the moment you do, you become the star, producer, director of the show. And on the screen, you're going to project victory. Some situation, or if it is a goal, you see it the way you want to be. The mind doesn't know the difference between real and imagine, right? So act as if you were and you will become. So you start creating a scene so empowering for the scene of seeing yourself receiving the trophy or your promotion, or you see your boss telling you, I'm so proud of you, you did so well, I'm transferring you, I'm making up a story. Or a simple story. I went to my daughter's wedding and I needed this dress. I wanted that dress and I couldn't wear it. I lost the weight and I'm so feeling good about myself. Something, anything that right now you feel I can't. I don't know. I'm scared. I have anxiety about it. But on that screen, as you go down into relaxation, because hypnosis is a deep, deep state of alpha, relaxed state of the brain, beta, alpha, theta, delta. Delta is sleep. So we don't want to sleep. We want to be in this awakened state where there is no ego protection that tells you, oh, I don't think you can do this. Right, wrong, good and bad. So you're free to imagine. And then you say to yourself, you do a gesture. It's called an anchor. So whatever it is, a fist, holding your pinky, connecting like this. So you remember during the day to use this. And you say, victory to me, victory is mine. You repeat it 3 times. And during the day, when you see yourself weakening or losing it, you go with the gesture and the words, victory to me, victory is mine. And all the recording that we put into the subconscious mind is there and reinforced. And this needs to be done. That's the caveat. The repetition is key to create a new conditioning. 28 days is a minimum time for the brain to acquire a new path, a neural pathway to the brain for new behavior, new anything. So if you miss a beat in this process, and I tell my clients, it's up to you. I even make your recording just customized for you with all the detail of the story you want. But if you don't hear it every day, it may not work. So it's every day. And people love it because they get to relax. It's like they look forward at the end of the day, put this on, and Edwige tells me the story I want to hear that I cannot tell myself because I can't, I don't believe it. And it's fascinating. I changed my life with a lot of recordings I had made. That's why I believe in it.
Yeah.
I believe in it more than anything because there is this doctor now, the biology of beliefs. I can't believe I missed his name. He believes that everything is recorded there in the subconscious mind, and
Yes.
we need to put over the recording that's already there a new one to block the old one. So when people are frustrated and go, I don't know, I want this so badly, but I'm stuck, I can't do it. I say, we need to go in the subconscious mind. We got a back door entrance. So,
are you loving the First Class Live Show? Then join our private Patreon community. Not only will you help to support our ability to provide you with great content, but you can also get exclusive perks like bonus videos and resources, discounts, episode transcripts, and more. So what are you waiting for? Join today at patreon.com/First Class Life. Again, that's Patreon, patreon.com/First Class Life.
That's what I believe.
Absolutely.
You believe that too?
I am on that. And I know sometimes when you hear the word subconscious, like that can make people feel like, ooh, woo, woo. And it's really not. Like it's a very biological thing that we all have. And we like to think that we're in control of our lives. But in reality, our subconscious controls 90 to 95% of our behaviors. So when we find ourselves in those patterns and those cycles, it's the beliefs within our subconscious. So we might be saying we want one thing, but we believe deep down inside something completely different. And that's why we get in those patterns and cycles. So I'm so glad that you brought that up, really reprogramming our brain. We're training our brain to achieve the things that we desire. Sometimes I'll have someone say, like, when they first start working with me as a client, oh, I could never see myself doing that. And I always respond, well, that's exactly why you won't have it, because first you have to envision yourself doing the very thing that you want. Even if you're not like a picture perfect person, you have to see yourself with that promotion, or, see yourself in that healthy relationship, or building that business, or, getting rid of that debt, losing the weight, whatever is the goal for you. You have to envision yourself fully into that goal, that dream, that desire that you have, to be able to start subtly and subconsciously taking the steps to achieve the goal. So, Edwige,
well,
thank you.
I knew we were going to be on the same wavelengths, because being your sign, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but it's all about the depth. We
Mm-hmm.
cannot be superficial, and um, the the thing is, the mind will protect you from change, because mind is not your orchestra conductor of happiness. Happiness
Mm-hmm.
has to be cultivated, and you have to work on it. When people say, I'm not happy, well, because you're not creating the steps towards it. It's not just getting a new Chanel bag that's going to do it. It does it for maybe an hour, maybe a day, but after that, you go, God damn it, I'm still miserable. And you will be. And that's why there is so many actors, singers, and celebrity ODing. Why? If they offer everything, right? They don't
Yes.
have themselves. They don't love who they are. And another thing important, Lindsay, and it's self-worth. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
really value who you are, and that takes that you test that. You test it. You cannot sit home and say, I'm amazing. No. What have you done in your life? And go back in time. You have a memory. You have cabinet filled with memories, right? Moments of, oh, I did that. I can do it again. Oh, I can install this one. I don't have this one, but I can install it by imagining it. And as you talked about it, the power of belief. And you know that a belief, it changed my life when I heard the definition. A belief is only thought you hold to be true. Another definition, it's only a thought you keep repeating and repeating. So, what about examining that thought you're repeating, asking yourself, do I want to repeat this? Or could I repeat something
Mm-hmm.
more interesting and efficient for my life? And the moment you realize that, it's so simple. I think people um, create too many complications in change. There are basic things that are your belief, changing the way your mind, your language, that is critical. Observing how many shoulds you give yourself, how many can't go through your head. I'm so aware if one can come in, whew, it's like the big stop sign, red lights, whew, and I green it. But it is that work of repetition. I mean, people who go to the
Mm-hmm.
gym don't expect to change their body overnight, right? They have a goal, build muscle, keep going 3 times. So why couldn't they see their mind as this muscle that needs to be trained? To
That's a great analogy because I know I went to the gym and I'm like, are my abs there yet? After 2 days, I'm like, I've been doing all this work. And it's like, no, you have to consistently keep going. And it works the same way with changing our thought patterns, our belief systems, and things like that. You can't expect something that you've lived with for your whole life, decades, for even years, to change overnight. It's going to take time and repetition and building that muscle up, like you said. So thank you so much for sharing. I think right now would be a great time to play a game that I like to call First Class Favorites. Okay? You up for
yeah,
this game?
yeah.
So this is how it works. I am going to say, what is your favorite fill in the blank? And then all you have to do is fill in the blank. But you have to get it within the buzzer, okay? So you have to answer in 10 seconds or less.
I need to grab my fear finger here.
Okay, it's going to be really easy. We'll start with something very easy like, what is your favorite color? Go.
Blue. It,
Why do you like
thank
blue?
you. Blue is peace. It's peace for the mind. I look at the sky. When I see clouds, I know clouds are my thoughts, my anxiety, but behind the cloud anxiety, we always have the color blue. And
Mm,
the sky is always there, and it's beautiful.
nice, nice. Okay. What is your favorite song, artist, and title? Go.
All night long, and I can't remember who it is, Benson, George Benson, all night long. I want to dance
All
all
night,
night long.
all
Yes,
night. That.
yes. Why? Because I want to see my life as joyful people dancing on the street.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me cry.
Oh,
I want people
oh.
peaceful.
Yes, yes, tears of
I am.
joy. That's
I,
how
I,
powerful
I,
our
I really
emotions are.
want peace in the world. There is so much
Mm-hmm,
anger and
mm-hmm.
hatred, and it's so sad for me. I'm sorry. Okay,
No, it's
I know.
right.
I'm
Listen,
a Pisces. The Pi,
apologize for your emotions,
The Pisces
Edwige.
is the crybaby. I read that. I thought, oh, that's awful. But I do cry a lot. Anyway,
Listen, we appreciate you being vulnerable with us, okay? That's what we like on the First Class Life show. This is a welcoming family. So next question, what is your favorite place to travel specifically? Go.
well, I'm French, so I go back to my hometown. I love it. I also love India. Oh no, my favorite of all time is Brazil because I love to dance samba. And samba represents joy and freedom, and the body is free to move. And women have so many issues with shame with their body that in Brazil, everybody is half naked and they're comfortable. And I'm like, wow, I want to be like them.
Nice. I have not been to Brazil yet, so definitely we'll have to bump that up the list. What is your favorite book, title, and author? Go.
Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, Brazilian author. Isn't that funny? It's a journey of life. Yeah, it's a little book that I invite everybody to read. It started my journey of growth, of transformation. The Alchemist. Alchemy is
Yeah.
transforming, right? The journey of this little boy from Spain who went to see the pyramid. That was his dream. We all have a dream and a wish. And what happened to him on his journey and how he returns back transformed. It is the journey of the hero's journey, the journey of all of us. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. What is your favorite relaxing activity? Like, what do you like to do to relax? Go.
Swim, exercise, but also watch good French movies. I mean, this is my dilemma. And last night I came home and there was a lot going on from the day, and I said I have two choices: watch movie or go and walk and clear your head and listen to music and dance a little bit. Dancing is relaxing for me too. Dancing is my favorite. It frees me up. See, that's why I like to be in Rio with some dance and movies. Yes, favorite movie.
Ooh, I
Favorite
love it.
movie. Oh my God. Oh, yeah, I got one. Favorite movie. Eat,
Mm-hmm.
Pray, and Love.
Uh-huh.
Because it's spiritual and interesting. And it's a journey of
Mm-hmm.
a woman. So I identify with her. Journey of love at the end. Journey of self-discovery. Yes. Eat, Pray, Love. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for playing First Class Favorites. And now you are a co-author of our First Class Favorite Things
Yes.
list. Listen, if you are new to the First Class Live Show, make sure you click the link and join our private Patreon community, because that's where you will have access to bonus resources like bonus footage. You'll see bonus gems from our lovely guests, and you'll get access to our First Class Favorite Things list that has our reading list. And if you don't like to read, it's okay. We have our song playlist created by all of our phenomenal guests, and our favorite places to travel, because we like to stay cultured and valued around here. And we're all about self-care, so our favorite relaxing activities. And you can find that running list as a part of our private Patreon community. So make sure you click the link and join. Meanwhile, we're going to get back into this discussion. Miss Edwige, okay. So creating your first class life is all about really being intentional about the life we're creating for ourselves. It's about shedding away the mask that we wear, and, shame, guilt, fear, all of those things, and instead showing up boldly and authentically as who we are, flaws and all. It's about truly living and creating a life full of purpose, fulfillment, and happiness, depending on what that looks like for you, right? You write your story. And First Class Life is actually an acronym. Each letter stands for a different characteristic or skill that you want to embody into your lifestyle to be able to create your first class life. Okay, so which key factor of first class life do you resonate with the most?
I saw the list. Yes. Self-worth. Because the moment you realize who you truly are, like you said, Lindsay, with your flaws, with your fears, with all of it, but you embrace it and you love it, you love who you are with your shadow and the light, then you will have confidence to show up in the world. And once you have confidence, then you can manifest anything you like, and you will show your passion to the world, and you will be very determined and focused to get to your destination. Voila.
Looking for amazing products to help boost your first class lifestyle? Then head over to firstclasslifeshop.com, where you can treat yourself to personal development books and workbooks, lifestyle affirmation cards, adult coloring books, mugs, notebooks, hoodies, t-shirts, leggings, and more. All products were designed to help you master your mindset, walk in your purpose, and live your first class life, because you deserve it. So treat yourself today at firstclasslifeshop.com. Again, that's firstclasslifeshop.com.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Now, Miss Edwige Gilbert, tell us how you impact the world as a leader today. What do you do?
So I have my company called New Life Directions. I have my clients. I do also, my clients get custom design attention. They go for the 4-week process because, as I told you, it's 28 days. I have released my second book. I'm very proud. It's on Amazon. It's on audio for those who don't like to read. It's going to be on audio soon. Not yet. It's on Kindle and paperback. It's going to be translated. I'm finalizing my French translation, and I want to make it in Spanish. This is a book that people read it very quickly, but it has all the elements of what's out there in millions of books. I took it all in one, and I've used it all my techniques. I also now part of this amazing organization called Movies Making a Difference. It's a nonprofit. All the profits of the book are going to my nonprofit. It's helping women with fighting human trafficking, sex trafficking, spiritual abuse, child labor, child marriage. And I have a lot of Zoom calls with those people who my friend helped to save from those places. And I help them get away from their drugs and alcohol and find their path to get to be happy. So I'm really into my nonprofit right now, and I'm excited. And I'm planning my next book because I've been encouraged to do this. Call it Aging Victoriously. Because I definitely am mentoring that phase of aging has to be an adventure. Because again, if you think of yourself as being old, that's not an adventure. It all means the end. Aging is something that we cannot avoid. Getting old is optional. And I want to share people that aging is an adventure and how to stay healthy and joyful on the path. So that's my next project. So I keep very busy.
Yes, and we love to see it. So let everybody know, how can they find you on these internet streets? How can they connect to you, purchase your book,
On
all of the
Amazon,
things?
okay? Look under my name, Edwige Gilbert, and you will connect to my media, social media, and also my YouTubes. Everything is under Edwige Gilbert and my book. And I want to share with you my vision. Since we're into vision, manifesting, I see Oprah, dear Oprah, to recommend my book, Victim to Victorious, to a book club, because this is a book I know she would love. So in order to accomplish that, I need people to purchase the book or the Kindle, which is 99 cents. I couldn't make it cheaper than that, right? And put on my social media, Edwige Gilbert, also post appreciation, evaluation, and then I'll connect with you and I offer you something. I offer you a private session. How about that? So please, I'd love to hear from you. And that's it. Is that good enough? So my website is New Life Directions. Okay? But Edwige Gilbert gets you there, gets you for everything. So just remember my name. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Miss Edwige. So tell us, as the final question, what can you share with us to help us create our first class life? What is your final advice?
Follow your passion. You cannot live without passion. So whatever you're doing, make sure it's attached to passion. Passion means you're excited about the course of your life, even if that course sometimes has detours. Don't make the detours the end. They're just lessons to learn. And keep your focus on the outcome. Because if you just ask why, never ask why, ask what am I learning from whatever you're going through, what am I learning, is the answer, is the question. And keep the eye on your price and live with passion that will you have joie de vivre, joy of life. Voila.
Yeah. Thank you. That was amazing. Thank you for being a phenomenal guest. And thank you, First Class family, for tuning in to another episode of the First Class Live Show with your host, Lindsay Vertner. That's me. Now, meanwhile, make sure you subscribe, comment, share your insights, and be sure to tag us whenever you're sharing. Because unfortunately, there are a lot of people that have no clue about this show, but they need to hear the messages and lessons that are being shared by our amazing guests. So sharing is caring, okay? Meanwhile, go out there and keep maximizing your impact and creating your first class life full of purpose, fulfillment, and happiness. Why? Because you deserve it. Bye.
Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. But please be sure to subscribe to the First Class Life Show. And don't forget to rate, leave a review, and join our private community so that we can continue to provide you with great personal development conversations to help you maximize your impact while creating a life full of purpose, fulfillment, and happiness. You deserve it.